nourish healthy development through honest conversations about sex and sexuality. Intimate relationships are not just our romantic or sexual relationships. Intimacy is a part of our connections that we have with our families and our colleagues and our classmates and our neighbors, and we want people to have the ability to nourish those relationships that make human lives worth living.
I, for one, feel like I did not get the good sex ed that I could have and should have back in the day. But Emmalinda did, and that is really a large reason why she makes such an excellent partner for me.
We have a game that we love to play to teach about consent, and it starts with everybody getting some bubble wrap. Because a lot of people see bubble wrap and they really want to touch it. That is an understandable desire. That is a reasonable attraction. But asking for permission before you touch somebody else is really important. Not just for sex, for anything that might affect them and their body. You want to ask first. And our culture doesn't do a very good job of teaching this. So we like to teach it with bubble wrap. So consent is specific and in the moment and freely given and fully informed and sober, and enthusiastic and reversible at any time. And so all of those rules apply to popping someone else's bubbles. So if I want to pop one of Jill's bubbles, I can say, hey Jill, can I pop this bubble right here?
Not that one, but this one right up here. How about that?
Oh, okay, that one?
Yeah.
Okay. This is how a pregnancy begins. This is a sperm and this is an egg, and it takes one of each to begin the process of pregnancy. However, that can only happen with a body that has an ejaculating system and a body that has an ovulating system.
And a uterus.
And a uterus, very important.
Uterus.
Which may not necessarily be a man and a woman, or those may not be the gender terms that those people choose to use for themselves. Anytime bodily fluids come into contact, there is a possibility of a transmissible infection being spread. Those transmissible infections include herpes, chlamydia, syphilis, HPV, and gonorrhea. Some of these are bacterial and can be cured by antibiotics. Some of them are viral. In the case of HPV, there's a vaccine to prevent that. Unlike a lot of traditional sex ed classes that show the most extreme advanced cases of visible sores that may be a symptom of one of these infections, but did you know that the vast majority of sexually transmissible infections do not have any visible symptoms? The only way to know whether you are carrying an infection is to go get tested. The stigma and the shame that surrounds this idea of a lot of transmissible infections leads people to not want to go get tested and not want to have that conversation with a partner who has the right to informed consent about sharing bodily fluids. If money were no object, we would love to be able to offer trainings at no cost to the clients. We recognize that there are communities that are most underserved where we could have the greatest impact, and we would love to be able to partner with those communities. An organization that we've been working with this summer that we are really excited to partner with is Stepping Forward LA. We're providing sexual health education training to the peer mentors in that program. They work with current and former foster youth. It's estimated that about 80% of sex trafficking victims in the United States are recruited from the foster care industry. That's where we see ourselves hoping to prevent the kind of lifetime of trauma that so many people carry as a result of abuses. This is More Than Sex Ed's first published children's book, Everybody, Everybody, written by me, Emmalinda McLean, published by my dear friend and colleague Jill Herbertson, illustrated by Audrey Herbertson. This is a toddler and preschool friendly book about how your body belongs to you and no one else, and living in a body is not a perfect system. It can mean being hurt or getting sick sometimes, but it can also mean that your body gives you amazing feelings sometimes. And everybody deserves to enjoy those and know that they have the right to say what happens to their body all of the time. So we are really excited to provide a tool for parents to give that message to very young children in an age-appropriate way.
The best way that we get into schools is frankly word of mouth. From a parent, from a teacher, from a kid who is willing to step up and say, look, I see what the California Healthy Youth Act demands, and we are not meeting those needs. So
teenagers,
yes.
Bug your school administration to bring comprehensive sex ed to your school.